हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गायै नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। भवानी शङ्करो वन्दे श्रद्धाविश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धाः स्वान्तस्तमीश्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगताम् अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वतीपतये। हर हर महादेव Hari Om, Hari Om. So we are seeing the 18th chapter of Gita, and in this we are seeing the verse number 50. So let us chant this verse again. Siddhim prapto yatha brahma tathapnoti nibodha me samase naiva kaunteya nishtha jnanasya ya para. Bhagavan says that one who has gained that siddhi. Siddhi means one who has become fit to pursue jnana nishtha. And when we become fit to pursue jnana nishtha, when we have gained knowledge, atma jnana. And how we gain that atma jnana? By following the path of karma yoga. We purify our mind. Then through upasana we further purify our mind. Then we approach a teacher and listen to the teachings of the Shastra from the teacher, do Shravan and Mananam, and with this we gain that self-knowledge. And once we gain self-knowledge, we have to then do Niridhyasan to gain abidance in our own self, to gain that direct experience of the self. So here Shankaracharya ji is writing a commentary on this verse, and he raises this question that how can we gain this knowledge of the self? Because the self or that Brahma is Nirgun, Nirakar, means it doesn't have any qualities, doesn't have any form, color, taste. There is no activity happening in that Brahma. So it is totally unlike anything. So how can the buddhi gain the knowledge of this Brahma? Because buddhi gains knowledge of only those things which have got some form, some shape, some qualities. But Brahma is totally without anything. So here Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji replies to this. He says, no, that our buddhi has got the capacity to recognize this Brahma. He says in the commentary, कि न अत्यंत निर्मलत्व स्वच्छत्व सूक्ष्मत्व उपपत्तेः आत्मनः, that this Atma, this Shuddha Atma, this Turiya Atma, which is Brahma, this Shuddha Atma is Atyanta Nirmala. It is supremely pure, means free from all impurities. And Swachatva, it is supremely transparent, absolutely crystal clear. And Sukshmatva, and it is very extremely subtle. And our buddhi also, in its pure form, our buddhi is also can be made supremely pure, means free from all mala, बुद्धेः च आत्मसम नैर्मल्यादि उपपत्तेः. Buddhi can also become extremely free from all impurities. Buddhi can also become extremely transparent, and Buddhi can also become extremely sukshma. So when the Buddhi becomes nirmal, swachha and sukshma, then one comes to comprehend that Brahma. So knowledge of Brahma happens in a pure, transparent, subtle buddhi. See, the Shastras say that we have to gain this knowledge of Brahma, Brahmajnana, to become free of all our bondage. In Taittiriya Upanishad also, it is said in the beginning that Brahma vidapnoti param, that one who knows this Brahma attains the Supreme. But what is this Brahma? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That Brahma is indicated as Satyam Jnanam Anantam. But when it is said Satyam Jnanam Anantam, nothing comes to our mind, because all that comes in our buddhi is this world only, or the worldly thoughts. When it is said that Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, that idea, that thought of Brahma doesn't come. The Shastra indicate that Brahma through this world. That is very important. Through the world, the knowledge of Brahma is given in the Shastra. In Brahma Sutra also, in the 555 sutras, which are written by Vedavyasji to explain the meaning of the Upanishads systematically, it begins with the sutra Athato Brahma Jidnyasa, that now we will inquire into the nature of Brahma. So in order to understand Brahma, we should know the lakshana of Brahma, the characteristics of Brahma. So that is given in the next sutra as Janmadyasya Yataha. What is this Brahma? Brahma is that from whom this world has come into existence, in which the world remains, and in which the world again goes back. We see the world, we experience the world. We don't experience that Brahma. Brahma is very subtle. But though Brahma is very subtle, Brahma is related, means this world is related to Brahma. The world is connected to Brahma. So through the world we can recognize and understand that Brahma. There is a relationship between this world and Brahma. That relationship is called the relationship of cause and effect, or effect and cause. The world is an effect and Brahma is the cause. So it is called Karya Karana Sambandha, relationship of effect and cause. The Shastras, Chandogya Upanishad and other Upanishads give example of the pot and clay. So just as the pot is the effect of clay, or like the gold ornaments are the effect of gold, similarly this world is an effect of Brahma. Just as in the gold ornaments, gold is present, similarly in this world, Brahma is present. But the Karya has got different characteristics, and the Karana, the cause, has got different characteristics. So when we look at this world, we see the world constantly changing. That is one of the characteristics of this world. It is constantly changing, and we get the knowledge of this changing world constantly. So this changing, it is always existing, but constantly changing. See, yesterday also I saw this world. Today also I am seeing this world. It has changed. Though it looks similar as it was yesterday, but lot of changes have happened. So the outer form changes, but the existence remains same. Therefore, it is a changing existence. So this changing existence in Sanskrit is called asatyam. So world is asatyam, means changing existence. Then the world is also experienced by us. It is also experienced as inert, jada. Means by itself it doesn't function. It has to be activated by a conscious being. By itself it doesn't get activated. So it is jada. That is another lakshana of this world. And then we find the world is made up of many parts. Lot of ingredients are there, and all of them are limited. So except Akash, all the ingredients of this world are limited. So it is, we call it parichinna, limited. So world is asatyam, jadam, parichinnam, means changing existence, inert and limited. So world is an effect, and Brahma is indicated as the cause. And what is the cause? What is the meaning of a cause? That from that cause only this effect has come. But if you see the cause, then in the cause there should not be any effect. In the cause there should not be any effect. Then from that cause only the effect emerges. So if the world is constantly changing, asatyam, then the cause, in the cause, this asatyam is not there. Therefore it is called satyam. Brahma is indicated as satyam. Satyam is absence of asatyam. Then the world is jadam. In Brahma the jadatva is not there. Therefore it is called jnanam. Jnanam means absence of all inertia, absence of jadatvam. then the world is limited, parichinnam. So the cause is devoid of this limitation. Therefore the cause is anantam. So that Brahma is indicated as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. So in order to understand this with the help of our buddhi, we have to reject all the changes, because again and again the thought of this world will come, which is constantly changing. So the buddhi has to negate the change and just accept that existence, understand that existence. Then this jada is there, about which we know. The knowledge of this world takes place. So we know things, we say, I know this book, I know the table, I know the tree. So all jnanam which we gain in this world is of some objects, knowledge of. But Brahma is pure knowledge itself, jnanam matra, nyapti matra. So while contemplating to understand Brahma, we have to negate all adjectives of this jnanam. We say, I know the tree. So remove the notion of tree and just that knowledge itself is Brahma. Then Brahma is Anantam. So in order to understand this Anantam, we have to negate all that is limited. So through the process of negation, what remains is that Brahma. Therefore the Shastras indicate the Brahma in the language of neti, neti, not this, not this, not this. Now I will explain this with the help of an example. Our buddhi is like a mirror. Our buddhi is like a mirror. Whatever comes in front of that buddhi, the buddhi comes to know it. That akar of that object takes place and we say, I know this pencil, I know this pen. So whatever comes in front, the buddhi creates the form of it. Okay? Now, let us say we want to bring the form of the space in this mirror. Space. Now space doesn't have a form. Space doesn't have a color. Space doesn't have any activity. So how can this image of space come in this mirror? See, when we just hold this mirror towards the space and remove all other objects, no other objects are there to disturb, to create limitations. Only it is held towards space. Everything is negated. Not this, not this, not this. then what remains is the image of space. In the same way, when the buddhi negates all limitations, it negates all jadatvam, it negates all changes, then what remains after negating all is the image or the knowledge of that Brahma. Okay? So for this to happen, the buddhi should have these following qualities. What qualities? Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji says that buddhi should be atyanta nirmala, extremely pure, means free from all impurities. See, what is buddhi? Buddhi is a knowing equipment. It is the most amazing expression of that Brahma. It's the most amazing expression of that Brahma. That pure Brahma, Satyam Jnanam Anantam, expresses as this world through its Prakriti, the Ashtadha Prakriti, the Avyakta, Mahat-tattva, Ahankara, Tanmatras, the Ashtadha Prakriti of that Brahma. So from that Avyakta comes that Mahat-tattva, which is the cause of the total buddhi. So buddhi is the first expression of that Brahma. And when that buddhi expresses, that knowing, activity of knowing happens. So with this equipment of knowing which we have to recognize that Brahma as it is indicated in the Shastra. So Shastra indicate that Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, as the cause of this world. But even when we gain this image of that Brahma in that pure buddhi, still that difference will remain. I will remain as the knower. Brahma will remain as that is which is known, and the knowledge will be there in this buddhi. So Dvaita will be there, duality will be there. So duality is not what the Shastras teach us. So the Shastra also, after indicating that Brahma, after indicating Brahma through various lakshanas like Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, and through the technique of the relationship of effect and cause, Karya Karana Sambandha, thereafter the Shastra says that Brahma, which is indicated as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, that Brahma, you are that Brahma. So first that Brahma is indicated which is understood objectively as Neya Brahma, Brahma which is known with the help of a Swachha, pure intellect. That Brahma is first recognized. And thereafter the Shastra says that Brahma you are. The buddhi not only knows this world, but with the help of buddhi, we also recognize that Brahma. But the most amazing thing is, the buddhi also knows our own self. There is an experience in the buddhi of my own existence. There is an experience in the buddhi of my own existence as I am. Okay? Let me explain this with the help of some examples. So let us take this glass empty. Totally transparent, crystal clear glass. So this is like that Shuddha Atma or Brahma, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. There is no activity of knowing happening in this. There is no activity of any kind is happening, no change. It is pure Brahma, one without a second. Nothing other than Brahma is there. The Shastras also say that before this world came into existence, only Brahma alone was there. Nothing other than Brahma was there. Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asid. That Sat Brahma alone was there. Then in this Brahma, by the magical power of this Brahma itself, which the Shastras call Maya or Prakriti, what happens? Brahma itself start expressing as a most fascinating expression of Brahma as Buddhi. That Buddhi is like a crystal clear water. Though when we look at this, we don't see any difference between this water and this glass, but still there is a difference. So this Buddhi is like this water. It's a knowing equipment. But what is there to know? There's only Brahma is there. There's nothing other than Brahma is there, and the Buddhi is there. So what does it know? It knows that Brahma. Means Brahma knows itself through the Buddhi. And how does it know itself? It calls itself I, Aham. And it knows itself as existing, as I am. So even in our Buddhi, see, when we go to sleep, the Shastras say, when we are in deep sleep, we are one with Brahma. There is nothing, only Brahma alone is there. We are one with that Brahma in deep sleep. But when we wake up, so what do we mean by waking up? The Buddhi wakes up. The Buddhi manifests first. So when this Buddhi manifests, then what happens? that knowing, activity of knowing starts happening. In deep sleep, there is no activity of knowing. In deep sleep, there is no any activity happening. There is no experience of anything. There is no knowing anything. There is no doing anything. I remain there as Brahma. I don't have any color. I don't have any form. I don't have any thoughts, no emotions, nothing. I remain there as pure Brahma itself. It's the most amazing Sushupti Avastha. But then we don't remain there for long. We come into waking Avastha. Means what happens? The buddhi start getting activated. So when the buddhi gets activated, the activity of knowing starts happening. So in that buddhi, in its pure form, where it is associated, means that Brahma is present in this buddhi, the understanding or knowledge of I existing happens. मैं हूँ, I am, aham asmi. Means spontaneously that Brahma is understood as aham, means I, means it is understood as subject. And it is also understood as existing. So in the buddhi, the understanding happens of I am. So when I wake up from deep sleep, I experience I am. And thereafter, I experience the presence of this world also. I say the world is. I am, world is. But another very amazing thing happens. That when I think of from where I woke up, where I was before waking up, I spontaneously, naturally know that I was existing. I know that I was existing, what we call deep sleep. I know that I was present there. Though there was no activity happening, no activity of knowing or experiencing, but I know I was existing there. So that I who was existing in deep sleep, which the Shastra call it as Brahma, the same I is experienced when I wake up as I am, मैं हूँ, but with the help of the buddhi. The activity of knowing happens with the help of buddhi. I am. Okay? Then in the buddhi, other thoughts starts coming. Only the I am thought doesn't remain. Means it is all the time there, but along with that, other thoughts start coming in that buddhi. And with these other thoughts, with every thought coming, I come to understand some portion of the world. So when the other thoughts come, I know, I become aware of my mind. Then the thought of seeing, hearing, tasting, etc. come. Then I become aware of my senses also. Then I become aware of my physical body, and I become aware of this world. All this happens with the help of this buddhi, because it's a knowing equipment, the most amazing expression of Brahma. So in the buddhi, there is the knowledge I am, and in the buddhi, there is the knowledge of this is. This can be the mind or the memory or the senses, karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, the sharir, our stula sharir, and also the world around us. Okay? So the Shastras tell me that, hey, what you had experienced as I, what you had experienced in your deep sleep, and what you call it as I now in the waking. But in deep sleep, there was no activity happening in it. That is also called the Sushupta Atma, the self in deep sleep, where no activity was happening. And when I wake up, I call it as I. The Shastras, they call that as Brahma. The Shastra says that you are, you means that I, the Sushupta Atma, you are Brahma. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that Brahma. You means not the buddhi, not the I thought in the buddhi, but that I thought belongs to that Atma, which was present, means it had become one with that Brahma. That I is that Brahma. So very interesting now. The Shastras first give us that knowledge of Brahma, taking the help of this world and telling us the connection of Karya and Karana. Therefore, again and again, I am telling you that the world and Brahma have cause and effect relationship. The world is like a pot and Brahma is like clay. World is not like a snake and Brahma is not like a rope. Because snake and rope, example, there is no cause and effect. Snake is not the cause of, rope is not the cause of snake. So world is not mithya. World is asat, jada and aparichinna. And the cause of that world is Brahma, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. And that Brahma, one has to understand with the help of a subtle Sukshma Buddhi, and thereafter understand that that Brahma is my own self. वो ब्रह्म मैं हूँ. That Brahma which is the cause of this world, that Brahma in which the entire world exists, That Brahma which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. What is that Brahma? Who is that Brahma? I am that Brahma. I, that self, is that Brahma. So Shankaracharya ji, he writes that when our buddhi becomes extremely pure, becomes extremely transparent, and becomes extremely subtle, then we are able to know not only that Brahma objectively, but we also know that Brahma as our own self, and we will be able to gain abidance in that Brahma as our self. Now again, what does it mean, the buddhi becoming pure? Buddhi becoming free of raga dvesha means the knowing equipment should not have any likes and dislikes towards any object or anything of this world. When I am preparing my buddhi to know that Brahma as my own self, I should make it devoid of all raga dvesha. Therefore, there will not be any distraction in that buddhi. Then that buddhi should be extremely transparent, shuddha, swachha. Transparent means what? See, at present the buddhi is holding on to many notions, false notions. The buddhi has got the false notion that I am the body, I am the doer, I am the knower, I am the enjoyer, I am limited, I am born, I will die. All these are notions wrongly held by the buddhi. So when the Shastras tell me something different, the buddhi listens for some time and again goes back to its old notions. See, for example, our mirror. When the mirror is something gets reflected in the mirror, when you remove that object, that reflection also goes away. The reflection doesn't remain. But in case of our buddhi, not only that we come to know the world as it is in the present, but we keep lot of memories in our antakarana. And we keep recollecting those memories. So the memories of wrong notions are also there, which keeps on coming in between. So when the Shastras are pointing out that Brahma, those wrong notions keep coming. The Shastra says that you are the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, but the mind, the intellect keeps going into Asatyam, Jadam, Parichinnam. That is because the intellect has not become transparent. Intellect has not become unbiased. Intellect has not become fully accepting. Intellect should have that supreme Shraddha in the words of the scriptures, so that when the scripture says that you are that Brahma, all contradictory notions should be dropped, should get dropped. It should get dropped. See, when we are listening to pravachan, the teacher tells us that, oh my dear student, you are that Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. You are not this body, not this mind. You are not limited being. You are that infinite Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Understood? Yes. What's your name? Then we tell our name. Where do you stay? I say I stay there. What are you doing? I am saying I am sitting here. So within fraction of a second, we identify with our body and continue with our old habits. All the teaching of the Shastras gets wiped out instantaneously. That means our antakarana has not become transparent. But it can become. So transparent means when the Shastras say that you are that Brahma, and it explains everything logically, systematically. So we should be able to accept it and hold on to it. See, there was a great saint in Maharashtra, Nisargadatta Maharaj. Enlightened person. It is said that he went to his teacher only few times, maybe 2-3 times he must have gone to his teacher. And the teacher taught him this Brahma Vidya. Within 2-3 sessions, the teacher taught him this Brahma Vidya. We have been studying for past almost so many months, almost a year now, nearing a year maybe. But he learnt from this teacher for 2-3 days, 2-3 times. Teachers told him that this is Brahma and you are that Brahma. But even when the teacher told that you are Brahma, again and again they thought that I am this body, I am this human being, I am born, I will die, this, that, and all kept coming. The teacher told him that reject all the other thoughts and hold on to this understanding that you are Brahma. And having the deep faith in the teacher and having the deep understanding of this tattva, he held on to this understanding that I am that Brahma. So that thought, that understanding started becoming more and more steady. Understanding started becoming steady. And once the understanding became steady, he could shift his attention from the buddhi towards his own self and remain as his self. He gained that enlightenment. So, that atyanta nirmalatva, swachhatva and sukshmatva, the intellect should also become sukshma, subtle, to comprehend the subtle points, the subtle teaching of the Shastras. Intellect should not be just gross, blunt, only knowing about the gross physical world, but it should have the ability to contemplate deeply and dive within to recognize that innermost self. that is a subtle buddhi. So when this happens, then the knowledge of that Brahma takes place in that buddhi, and the teacher tells that that Brahma you are. So that I is experienced, I know myself, I have the knowledge of my own existence, I know myself directly, that is aparoksha jnanam is there of my own self. The Shastra says that this I is Brahma. So that we have to assert that this I which I know is Brahma. That Sushupta Atma is known by us. So when we think about it, we know it as the one who is awake now. We know it as one who is the knower of all things that is known. We know it as the doer of all the activities. We know it as the enjoyer of all the happiness and sorrows. So that Sushupta Atma is known to us in one way. And the same Sushupta Atma is pointed out by the Shastras as Brahma. So I know it along with the Upadhis. And Shastras point it out free from Upadhis. I know it conditioned as seen through the gross body and the subtle body. And the Shastras point it out free from the gross body and subtle body. Both are talking about the same thing. So I, the self, what I am experiencing now, along with my gross body and subtle body, is called a waking self. I experience the same self when I go to sleep and dream, is called a dreamer self. And I experience the same self when I go into deep sleep, it's called the deep sleep self or the Sushupta Atma. That Sushupta Atma is experienced by me as I. I know it. It is my aparoksha anubhuti. I know my own self. The Shastras only tell me that that which you know as I is Brahma. So one has to assert this knowledge and identify with that self. Now we are identifying with the sharir or with the mana or with the ahankar or with that aham vritti which is in the buddhi. But one has to identify with that aham. We should not identify with the water, but with the glass. All knowing happens because of this water. Water is like the buddhi, the glass is like that Shuddha Atma. In the waking, all knowing happens because of this buddhi only. So with the buddhi, I came to know that I am the glass. The experience of that glass is there in me as I. The Shastras come and tell me that this glass is Brahma. So I should identify with this glass, not with the water, not with the vritti, and recognize myself as that I, as that Brahma. So this constant practice is possible. This constant practice of shifting my attention towards my own self and keeping that thing in the mind that self is that Brahma. So this constant practice is what is called the practice of Jnana Nishtha or Nididhyasan. Jnana Nishtha or Nididhyasan. See, in this we are transcending the buddhi. In the world, many people, in the name of dhyana, what they do, or dhyana, meditation, is you do something with the buddhi only. But nididhyasan is you have to transcend that buddhi. Even in Yoga Sutra, they talk about stopping the thoughts of the buddhi. But that is also an activity of the buddhi. So Upanishad say that will not give you moksha. You are just doing some activity of stopping the thoughts. That is also karma. So whether I try to stop the thoughts or try to bring in some thoughts or play with the thoughts, all these are thoughts only. So one has to understand that this shift the attention toward this I thought and understand that this I thought belongs to that I, belongs to that Sushupta Atma, which is also called Kshetrajna. And the Shastra say the Kshetrajna is Brahma. So maintain that understanding and keep shifting the attention from the buddhi toward that self. This is the practice of Jnana Nishtha or Nididhyasan. More about this we will see in our class tomorrow. I hope whatever I said today is clear. Even if it is subtle, you have to contemplate, think about it, and slowly things will become more and more clear. And as they become clear, we will be able to do our sadhana properly and gain abundance in our own self. Okay? So till then you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana. And we shall meet again tomorrow. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 जय जय राम, जय जय राम। बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।